All right. Maskara say, Huyamidag, Molweni, Sanbonani. Welcome to another episode of Young African and Proud. My name is Chantel Muchaya, and I'm going to be your host today on today's show. As you can see that our background is slightly different, it's because we wanted to showcase some of those amazing aspects and amazing elements that make us who we are as Africans. And one of that important element is our nature. Hence, our interview today, or rather, our conversation, will be held in a garden. Shout out to Garden of Healing Counseling Services for allowing us to make use of their premises. And today, we are going all the way to West Africa, and we are joined by a beautiful, intelligent, very kind young lady who is making such an amazing impact in her community. Messi Oguche, welcome to our show.
Thank you, Chantel. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
We are honored to have you. We are very honored to be graced by your presence. It is very rare to find young ladies that are making such positive, impact in their societies, and also putting into consideration that you're a very busy woman. So thank you so much for taking the time, to sit down with us today and just share with us some of the amazing work you've been doing for your community.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
for having me.
So, for people that are wondering, who is this beautiful lady and what exactly does she do? What do you have to say to them?
Okay, so like Chantel said, I am Mercy. I work with Leap Africa, and at Leap Africa, we work with young people, basically between the ages of 14 to 35. And we help them through transitions from secondary school to post-secondary school program, and also post-tertiary institutions. So what we do is to support them to learn leadership skills, to learn work skills that makes it easier for them to transition into the workforce at different stages of their education. Yeah. So currently, I'm leading the project team in partnership with 5 organizations across Africa regions in East Africa, Southern Africa, and the Francophone region, and in West Africa too. And we are supporting young graduates um, in a 12-month paid internship program with support from the Mastercard Foundation. So it's also still a transition um, program. So basically, yeah, thank you.
It seems like you're a busy bee. And what I love from what she's sharing with us is that you are actually in a lifelong commitment with these young adults. So you're going all the way from, where it's very important, the early development, right through until they're able to stand on their own. And I always say that, as a community, as the world at large, we should always start early. Prevention is better than cure. And that's what your organization is doing. You're starting very young, early primary school, and you're empowering them and providing them with support. Well done to you and your team. The work you're doing is really amazing and much needed.
Thank you.
So this organization, why was it founded? So we see all the amazing things that you guys are doing, you're collaborating, but why was it founded?
Okay, so Leap Africa was founded in May 2002. And basically, LEAP actually means leadership, um, entrepreneurship, accountability, and professionalism in Africa. So the dream is to empower young people, who are actually the one of our assets that we have in Africa, to empower them with leadership skills, with entrepreneurship skills, teach them accountability, and sort of build them up to become professionals, not just within Africa, but also in the global region. So it's a dream that was founded by Mrs. Ndidi Uneli, and she started with basically the leadership part. So everything was just enabling young people to be better leaders of themselves, and thereby
Mm,
becoming leaders in the communities where they found themselves. So before they start demanding for change, they actually start contributing to that change. So that's the dream. So it's not just demanding, I want this, I want this, I want that. What can you also do to make where you are to make you a better person and to also make your society a better person. So we have projects that support young people. For instance, the Youth Leadership Development Program, where after training these young people, we support them with funds to implement community projects. So they are beginning to also be a part of the change that they desire to see in the country as a
Yes.
whole. Yeah.
That is powerful. That is powerful. As you are just sharing, your organization's vision with me, I am getting goosebumps. Goosebumps. Sorry about that. That's how excited I
Yeah.
am. I am getting goosebumps. You're speaking to my heart. You're speaking to my soul. Because it's true. Many young people, we are demanding change. But what are we doing about it? And I love what you're saying when you mention that we need to be accountable of our own selves. It starts at home. Charity begins at home. So that's an amazing initiative that you're doing. And I'm glad to see that there's such, organizations such as LEAP that are making the world a better place, starting with one person at a time, one change maker at a time. And what you're doing actually is you grooming leaders, African leaders. And you're not only in Nigeria, but as you mentioned, you're also in South Africa. You're working with different countries as well to ensure that Africa gets the quality leaders that I think it's about time we deserve, hey?
Yeah.
Definitely. And what has been some of your achievements?
Okay. So far we have worked with young people in secondary schools, and we have reached over, I think, across the number of years that we have worked with them, we've reached roughly 5,000 young people in secondary school with by empowering them with skills. So the training curriculum covers leadership, it covers financial management, it covers personal hygiene, it covers entrepreneurship. Last year,
Hmm.
we introduced a new component, which is the TVET component, where after this training, they go to learn a skill to also
Wow.
empower them. So even if they don't have anyone that can fund them in their tertiary program, they could actually begin to deploy the skill they have learned, earn
Mm,
money, and sponsor themselves for their university programs. So that is one arm. Then we also have the social entrepreneurship bit, where we support young social entrepreneurs and train them, help them to set up their board, help them to improve on the structure of the organization, and also teach them how to source for funding. So and in some cases, we also give the outstanding ones some grants to help
mm.
them in expanding their social enterprise.
And that's amazing. Messi, I'm not sure
The
we have lost you there.
residents, they implement projects in their communities. So sometimes it could be even as little as sanitation projects,
Mm,
creating awareness in the community on the importance of sanitation, which also leads to better healthcare. So this is another avenue. Then we also have the Youth Day of Service program, where same thing, we put, encourage young people to submit projects that they would like to do in their community. We support them with little funds here and there. And with that, they are able to mobilize other volunteers in that community to implement. So it could be painting of a school, it could be planting of trees, it could be renovating school desk, it could even be um, mobilization of young people on the importance of voting. So these young people are already learning the importance of giving back while
mm.
demanding for the change that they desire. And then on the Mastercard Foundation program, which I am leading on, we we are also supporting young graduates to secure paid internship opportunities with employers. And while they are doing this, our partners in the East, West, Southern Africa, and the Francophone region also take them through a series of training. The idea is
Wow.
these things they're learning, they practice them at work, and and it enhances their employability skills, their retainership opportunities, and also for them to be able to secure jobs, decent jobs now after the internship program. Yeah, thank you.
I
So
am moved. I am just blown away. I'm hearing skills development, going back to the community, giving back to the community. And you actually grooming them that once they become in a position of leadership, they must always remember to give back. They must remember, that they have skills now, they're empowered. You also can't wait for, oh well, I'm waiting to be employed. I have a new skill now. I'm a carpenter. I can paint. I can now use the new skill that I have, obtained to start something small for myself. And hopefully it grows, and I'm also now able to employ other people. So there, you're actually hitting two birds with one stone with double employment. People will create jobs now because they're empowered, they've got a new skill, they are active in the change that they want to see within their communities. So that is very powerful work that you're doing, Messi. It really is
yeah,
amazing
thank
work.
you.
But I'm
Thank you.
sure even though there's all the good, it hasn't been all good. There are some challenges that you must also face or have been facing.
Yeah, so definitely in project management, especially in social development, there are always challenges because you're dealing with people, and these are
Mm,
different peoples from different cultural background. And yeah, it can be quite challenging because in working with young people, for instance, you have to deal with stakeholders like their parents, like the
mm,
schools, the government agencies. And sometimes it can really be daunting when a parent says, oh, I don't see a reason why my child has to stay back in school to learn
mm,
ABC. And then you have to go beyond, you have to try to convince the parents to see the importance of the skill that those kids have to learn. And then we have to partner with teachers because they know the parents better and they have to help us to communicate this to the parents. And then we also have when you're working with young people, and a lot of people find it challenging to work with them because of the way they think, because of their beliefs, and because of the way they do things. And you also have to teach these young people that look, as much as you have these beliefs and you think this is how this should be done, there is a culture in the organization where you work in.
mm,
And so whether you're in that organization or in another organization, every organization has its culture, and you are expected
mm,
to adopt those values and abide by those culture and promote those culture. And
mm.
sometimes I find myself in the mediating as it sounds, it can take a while. These things can
Mm,
take a while. Mediation takes a while. And then we also have young people who they just, think, okay, I can just ask for this money and do whatever I want with it. And when you start
mm,
asking them for important information that can enable you track your funds, sometimes like, oh, if you want to give me money to do something, just give me money to do something. Why do you have to ask so many questions about me? Like, well, these funds don't belong to us. We also have to be
yes.
accountable for the funds we are giving out. We also have to prove that we actually gave it out and that you actually
Mm,
did something with it in line with the donors' aspirations and interests. So it's not about
mm,
what you want to do. It's about aligning your interest to what the donor wants to use their funds for. And
mm,
so, and that is where the training before disbursement of funds come in. So you are able to help them to change their mindsets, to disabuse beliefs that they may have picked up along the way. And so when you're getting to the point of them qualifying for those funds, before funds disbursement, they are beginning to align with your goals, with your objectives, with your values. So it is one of
mm.
the things that we have learned over the years that funds disbursement does not take precedence before capacity building. So
True.
you do not assume that every young person that applies for your program has the same values as you do, or is in line with what you want to do, or is interested in what you want to do. you don't make that assumption. So it's always good that after that application process, you take them through those trainings. So they learn those values. They grow from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, and they begin to see the importance of being the leaders that they are trying to hold accountable. Because if we are waiting for them to become leaders, they would have probably been influenced negatively by the time they get there, and they won't do any better. But when you begin to groom them now, they grow up with that mindset that being a leader means, first of all, means service. Being a leader, first of all, means serving other people. It first of all means giving back to other people. It first of all means that if I want a change, I have to lead the change, and when you take them through that process, it's just like what we do on the employability program, for instance, when we train them while they are going through internship and they begin to practice those skills. They are practicing effective communication skills. They are practicing leadership skills by taking ownership and using their initiative in their place of work. They are beginning to understand the importance of imbibing the values and promoting the culture of the organization. They understand the impact of punctuality to work. They understand how to um, um, also, some of these trainings are also hard skills. So things like how to work in a team, for instance, and those soft skills, they learn them how to write your reports, how to, communicate with your supervisor. Because there is a way to communicate with your supervisor in the workplace, and it's not the same way as
Definitely.
communicating with your big sister or your big brother at
True.
home. So they learn these things, they begin to practice them. The employer also starts, and I'm yet to see an organization that will pour into someone and not want to retain them. And I tell
True.
them, I have been there before. I have been in a place where I was retained. Nobody comes to say, oh, there is no work, we don't have money. I said, when you do your bit, when you take ownership, when they see you promote the values and the cultures of the organization, you are punctual. You're not waiting to be told what to do. If you have nothing to
Yes.
do, you are asking, do you have something for me to do? I was like, you're going to be amazed that they're going to have money to employ you at the end of the day, because you become an asset that they do not want to lose. And we also have to deal with employers who also feel like they are doing us a favor by um housing this interns. So we also train employers, so they can also see the importance of what they are doing. First of all, it's giving back to the society in their own way by housing these young people as interns and helping them to build their work skills. Secondly, it's also a way of practicing recruitment from the low level. So when you bring these people in, you build their skills, they imbibe your organizational values and cultures, then they grow up the ladder, they get promoted. It also saves the organization funds in doing recruitment in future. And above all, it also saves them for admin costs, because these interns are already being paid by the donors. They are being paid their stipends by the donors. And so it's also saving the organization some funds in some way. So
Definitely.
so when they see the importance of what they have to gain, then it's easier for them to also be willing to supervise these young people, mentor them, coach them, and help them in developing the skills.
I
So
think it's a win-win
basically,
situation.
yeah, the
It's a
challenges come and we
win-win.
just deal with them and we move on.
It's a win-win situation for everyone involved. I think what your organization have done is you have found a solution to actually the world's problems, all the world's problems, in this one huge initiative that has different sectors where it's promoting people from all walks of life. So well done to you, your team, your founder. And I just pray that may your organization, may LEAP, continue to grow from strength to strength. And may you be all over Africa. Let it be a basic need, that every
Yeah,
African country needs. They need to have this organization. May you have a branch in every country so that more of our
yeah,
young people can be empowered. So if there's
Yes.
founders, donors, people with the money here, and they're like, you know what, I'm loving this. I want to fund this initiative. I want to assist. I am a president from another country, or I'm in social development, and I want to adapt the same initiative within my community. I want to work with this organization. What do they do? How do they get hold of you?
Okay.
Mm.
Our visions and goals at Leap Africa aligns with what the funders are doing. So in some cases, it could just be, okay, what do you do? And we have to like probably do a pitch, with all the slide decks and everything to show what we do. And in some instances, we just look out for calls for proposals. We look out for the ones that align with the goals and the programs, the thematic areas in the organizations, and we apply for them. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
yes,
All right. So what we'll
then
also do is we'll share a link of your organization and all the important information that they're supposed to know, so that they can easily get hold of you, adapt the same initiatives, collaborate. There's a fancy word that they like using. It's called co-creating. So let's co-create
yes,
and let's see how we
yes.
can make the world a better place. So thank you so much, Messi, for joining us and just sharing the amazing work with us, what LEAP is doing in different communities all over Africa. It's not only Nigeria, as you shared with us. You're also, involved in other African countries. And before you leave, what word of encouragement would you like to give to another young lady that's looking at you and thinking, wow, she is so beautiful. She is so intelligent. She is so kind. She is making her community a better place. And I also want to do the same. What do you have to say to that little girl or young lady listening to you right now?
Okay, so it starts with going like the terminology I like to use, going over and beyond. I came into social development because I met some young people who during their national youth service came to the secondary school where I was and to sensitize us. I could remember then on HIV and AIDS, on
Mm,
first aid, and I just wanted to be like them. I just wanted to, from when I'm young, I just wanted to start giving back. And that was where the journey started. I I had no idea. I thought I was going to be using my money, really, to do all that, when I grow up. That I'm going to be using my money to go to secondary
that's
schools and talk to young people and just give back in my own way and stuff. I had no idea I could get paid doing it. I didn't
mm,
know at the time that I could actually have a career in it. So it
mm,
started as a hobby, and then from there it transitioned into a career. And the career has taken me outside of Nigeria. It has brought me in contact with so many people that I could never have thought I would meet, because then it was just go to secondary schools in just maybe Abuja, not even
mm.
thinking of the whole of Nigeria. And so sometimes it's I have come to realize that the easiest way to
Mm,
grow is to give. I've not seen givers lacking. Sometimes we think giving is limited to money. You can
mm,
give of your knowledge, you can give of your time, you can give your efforts.
true.
Um, it starts from there. It starts from there. That willingness to wanting to help others to be better. It starts from there. And before you know it, you are actually growing beyond your circle, because for every time you give, you want to do more. So if you're able to give to one person today, tomorrow you want to give to 2 people. In the
Mm,
next one week, you want to give to 10 people. And you are going to realize that you also need to build your capacity
mm,
to be able to do more. And in
true.
building your capacity to be able to do more, you are not just enlarging your own territory or your coast and reaching out to other people, but you are also placing yourself in that position where people align with you, with your goal, with your aspirations, and they are willing to support you to do more.
Mm,
Now, this thing may not happen in 1 week, in 1 month. in one day. I have been in social development since 2011.
That's a
And
very long time. You are
yes,
inspiring
so
me not to give up. To keep
exactly, please
going.
don't. And the life-changing opportunity for me came in 2021, literally
Mm,
like after 10 years. But I also needed the experience of those 10 years to
yeah,
position me for that opportunity. Right. So nothing is too small, nothing is thrown away. Volunteer today, give back today, be it your time, be it your
mm,
efforts. And in some cases, yes, your money would come in, but it starts from there. It starts from you giving to be able to become a bigger person and attain your goals and aspirations. Thank you.
definitely. I completely agree with you. I am moved by so many things that you have just shared with me, and I'm empowered to keep on going, not give up. Because I think also the biggest challenge in social development is when you're putting in the effort and you're like, am I even seeing it? Sometimes people don't even come back and say thank you. And I'm like, is it even worth it? But you know what? You have motivated me, you have inspired me to keep pushing and not to give up. So yes, thank you. I'm inspired, and I'm sure other young ladies as well will be inspired. And one last thing, we know you were supposed to share with us your portrait. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't get to it, but we cannot wait for you to share it with us.
Definitely, definitely. I will.
All right, Messi, thank you so much again for taking the time to chat with us today. We truly appreciate it. May the
Thank
work of
you.
your hands continue to be blessed. May Leap continue
Amen.
to grow from glory to glory and strength to strength. May it be all over Africa and all over the world at large. And may it continue
Amen.
to change the world because that's what it's doing.
Amen.
It's changing, it's restoring the world. It's restarting. We need a restart.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you so
All
much,
right,
Chantel,
guys.
for having me. I had a great time.
I'm glad.